Alright, central angles and arcs. Central angles and arcs. A central angle has a vertex at the center of a circle and its sides are radii, R-A-D-I-I, are radii of the circle. Alright, a central angle has a vertex at the center of a circle and its sides are radii of the circle. So a picture of that would look like a circle and if you put a point at the center of the circle, and then if you form an angle out of, there's one radius and there is another radius. So this angle right here that was just formed, alright, that is called a central angle. A central angle. Thank you. Alright, in this case you have three central angles. You got angle 1, 2, and 3. The sum of the measures of the central angles of a circle is 360 degrees. The sum of the measures of the central angles of a circle is 360 degrees. That means the measure of angle 1 plus the measure of angle 2 plus the measure of angle 3 is going to be equal to 360 degrees. When they're all central angles. When they are all central angles. So look at example 1 on the bottom of 706. Find measures of central angles. You're given a circle there, and it's got a couple of central angles in it. It's almost in the middle. This angle is 145 degrees. This angle is 165 degrees. And this is angle X right here. And you're asked to find the value of X. So in this case, if the central angles of a circle have to add up to 360, then you take 360, you subtract 145, you subtract 165, and that's going to give you the value of X. So in this case, the value of X would be 50 degrees. That angle right there. Okay? There's an example right above that. Make sure you remember what this symbol means. The red half of a square in an angle. Alright, in this problem, one of the angles that's given is 130 degrees. This is your X. Alright, and the other angle is given by a symbol, and that symbol means 90 degrees. Okay? So the right angle in this case is 90 degrees. So you would find X by taking 360 and subtract 130 and then subtract another 90, and 360 minus 130 minus 90 is equal to 140 degrees. So 140 degrees would be the measure of angle X. The angles, no matter how many there are, the central angles of a circle have to sum 360 degrees. Example 1b on that same page gives you a picture there. And now you've got 4 central angles. And you kind of got this. You got your 90-degree symbol here. And then this small angle is 40 degrees, an 85-degree angle, X degrees, and that's what you're looking for. Right there is your 90-degree angle. Alright, so that symbol means 90 degrees. So X is going to be equal to 360 minus your 90 minus your 45 minus your 85. Alright, so 360 minus 90 minus 45 minus 85. 140 degrees. Angle X. Anybody got any questions there? Alright, on the bottom of that page there's a definition of an arc. An arc is a portion of a circle defined by 2 endpoints. Okay? An arc is a portion of a circle defined by two end points. So if you've got a circle, all right, and then you've got a couple of points on the circle. And let's say those points are the end points of a central angle. Now, in this picture, you have two arcs. You have an arc right here. All right, because it says an arc is a portion of a circle. So you've got an arc right here up top. You've got another arc that goes around the right and bottom of this circle. In this circle, you have two arcs. A central angle separates the circle into two arcs with measures related to the measure of a central angle. All right? So there's a picture of an arc, this red portion right here. That's an arc. The blue portion around the bottom, another section of a circle defined by endpoints. If this was point A and this was point B, then this right here would be, here's your symbol for arc, just a little arc, AB. That's arc AB. All right, then there's three more definitions on the top of page 707. Minor arc, major arc, and semicircle. So make sure you get those in your notes. A minor arc is the shortest arc connecting two endpoints. A minor arc is the shortest arc connecting two endpoints. A major arc is the longest arc. Connecting two endpoints. All right, so in a circle, in that circle, you've got a couple of arcs. In this case, you have an end point right here at point X, and you've got another end point at point Y. Minor arc, shortest arc connecting two points. So this red portion of this arc, the red arc, that would be called a minor arc. Okay? It's the shortest arc connecting two endpoints. It's the shortest piece connecting X to Y. The longest piece connecting two endpoints, this portion connecting X to Y. That's called a major arc. This blue piece, the long way, that's a major arc. And a semicircle is an arc with endpoints on the diameter. Alright, we don't need to, hopefully we don't need to draw a picture of a semicircle. Half of a circle. Now if you look in the measure column of that table on the top of page 707, the measure of a minor arc is less than 180 and equal to the measure of its related central angle. So look, if you see this minor arc, arc XY, if this angle in here is 120 degrees, okay, the measure of this angle is the same as this arc. The measure of arc, that's not arc, I'm sorry, angle. The measure of arc XY is equal to, it's the same as its corresponding central angle. Alright, the measure of arc XY is 120 degrees. Alright, so this right up here would be 120 as well. The measure of an arc is the same as its corresponding central angle. Now take this picture and add a D right here. Okay, add a D, point D in that major arc. Because when the book and your quiz is describing major arcs, they will use 3 letters. Alright, the measure of arc. Now this blue arc is going to be called X dy. The measure of arc X dy. That means you're starting at point X. You're going through point D. And you're finishing at point Y. When you see 3 letters in an arc description, it typically means that the arc is a major arc. Okay? So the measure of arc X dy. If you go back to these 2 central angles, you got one of these angles is equal to 120 degrees. There's 2 central angles here. Alright? You've got an angle that starts at the center and ends at X and Y. And it forms this minor arc up top. The other central angle starts in the middle of the circle. It ends at X and Y as well. These 2 angles have to sum 360. So if you take 360 minus 120, this angle is 240 degrees. So the measure of arc X dy is 240 degrees. An arc measure is the same as the measure of its central angle. Alright, so take a look at example 2. And we got point G and K. We've got a 122 degree angle. H and J. You're asked in this problem to find the measure of arc GH the measure of arc, and we got an L down here, arc GLH, and the measure of arc GLJ. Alright, and the easiest thing to do is to find all of the central angle measures before you start finding arc measures. Okay? So you see this diameter that goes through this circle from G to L? That's a straight line. That's a chord that goes through the diameter. So what would the measure of this angle be right here? That straight line. 180. So that angle is 180 degrees. Okay? If the bottom angle here is 180 degrees, then this top angle, the whole top angle, has to be 180 degrees. These two angles up top are a linear pair. So this little angle on the right, HKJ, would be equal to 180 minus 122, which is 58 degrees. So now you can identify or list your corresponding central angle measures. The angle measure from G over to H corresponds to this 122, so it would be 122 degrees. Okay, now look, GLH, that starts at G, it goes through L, and it ends over here at H. Does everybody see that angle? GLH. It's a combination of a couple of angles. It's a combination of the 180 and the 58. So the measure of GLH would be equal to 180 plus the 58. Alright, 180 plus 58, 238 degrees. The last question in this picture is the measure of GLJ. Starting at G, going through L, and ending over here at J. It's this angle right here. It's a semicircle. And its measure is the same as its central angle, which is the 180 degrees. Does that make sense to you? Does anybody need to see another example? Ready to just do a few practice problems? Alright. Alright, your assignment for today is going to be on page 710. One through 5. And then 12 through 21. 1 through 5 and 12 through 21.